Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to Four Guys in a Bar podcast, sponsored by Chiefs Blitz and presented by Dave Purdy with Supreme Lending. For your mortgage solutions, call Dave today at 816-405-5831. That's 816-405-5831 because he's pretty good. Here's your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Tillman, and Hense Todd.
Welcome to the next edition of Four Guys in a Bar, sponsored by Chiefs Blitz. Round two, we had a little technical difficulty in round one, so for the people that jumped on and couldn't hear anything, guess what? We couldn't hear anything either, so here we are back at it. Going to talk about the Chiefs, and we're going to talk about the Miami Dolphins in the Cold Bowl. That's what I'm going to call it. Anyway, before we get started, I want to introduce one of our great sponsors, and that is Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. You're looking for a real estate professional. You're looking for someone who's going to hold your hand, somebody you can trust to make sure you find the right house, understands how to read disclosures, understands the market, understands what fair value is. Eric Haynes is your guy with the Eric Haynes Group. You can reach Eric at 816-729-3785. Eric and I and Mrs. Chiefs Blitz are currently working together to find our next home. He has been extremely patient. As my partners on this podcast know, I'm not the easiest guy at times to deal with, and I can be a little over demanding, but Eric just says, hey, buddy, whatever you need, and I appreciate that because it's a stressful thing. I have bought a lot of houses. My wife has never bought a house before, so this is an interesting experience. So if you have a similar experience, you have similar needs, you want to find someone you trust, give Eric Haynes a call at 816-729-3785, or you can reach him at esaleskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who?
Proud sponsor of Chiefs Who. I want to introduce the rest of the gang, our producer extraordinaire, Mr. Hense Todd, Tillman, the coach, and Lou Montagna.
That's right.
I'm expecting your pick'em segment for the website tomorrow morning. So
yes, we're going to do some playoff picks. Yes,
playoff pick'ems, and he will give you the against the spread and let you know where you're going to put your hard-earned money on what is going to be one of the coldest days in Kansas City Chiefs football history. It will not rival the Indianapolis Colts, Jim Harbaugh, Lynn Elliott game, Steve Bono replacement. Just a crazy, crazy game. At the end of the day, the bottom line is the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl tournament. They get the Miami Dolphins. I don't care what the temperature is. It's going to be cold for both teams. And maybe the bench warmers don't work as good as they do in Miami. Maybe the hot water is not flowing in the Dolphins Dolphins shower in their locker room. But nonetheless, we're in the playoffs, guys, and anything can happen.
Purely oversights.
All right. Well, listen. Simone says this. She said, "I'm on the way to Denver for the weekend. You better believe I still brought my Mahomes jersey." All right, Simone.
Good for you, Simone. That's always represent, no matter where you're at.
Simone, another name from the past. What is up, my girl? I hope you and the family are doing great. So good to see your face on there, and glad you're listening.
Hey, again, sorry guys for the technical difficulty. My wife was in my office messing with stuff.
Oh man!
On blast. He put her on blast.
Oh, he put her on blast.
Here's the bus. Here's Mrs. Todd. Oh my goodness!
You got a couch in that office?
What the hell just happened there?
My God! I came in here. I was like, "Hey," she said, "Can I work in the office?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure." Came in here. Stuff was unplugged. Stuff plugged up. Candles lit. I said, "Come on now." Hey, but it is what it is. But again,
maybe she was expecting you a little sooner, you know, and they got a little, you know.
Hey, Trahan said, he said,
you got to take care of business. You got to take care of business.
Come on, talk it, man. She said he's going to the doghouse. You're going to the doghouse. You put your wife on blast. You're going to the doghouse, sir. We do not do that on this show. All right, as Nick will say. You put your wife first, man. Not first to attack.
Happy life.
That's right. You don't attack your wife on this show because you messed up, sir. We don't do that on this show.
No, I came in, stuff unplugged. I said, "Oh man," and she gone. I said,
She unplugged it.
Yeah. You just better hope she comes back.
Oh, I'm sure she will.
Oh, she's coming back. She's coming back for the thrill. She's coming back for the thrill.
So with that, guys, speaking of somebody's coming back, hey, Belichick ain't going back to the Patriots. He has been let go by the New England Patriots. And man, not everybody's in the world is, looking at Andy Reid. Andy Reid said, I'm not going nowhere. Just because I'm the old guy that's left. And then because I'm the old, y'all think I'm leaving? He said he's not going anywhere. So what y'all think about that, Nick?
Sort of said that. He goes, I understand why you would ask the question because I'm old. I'm only focused on this playoff game. So listen, everybody I talked to has indicated he'd like to coach till he's at least 70. He'll be 66 in March. That means 4 more years. They don't have an heir apparent. I thought it was going to be Nagy. That's not going to happen. But,
no,
when you got Harbaugh, Belichick, and Vrabel, all free agents right now, if those 3 don't sign with a team between now and the end of the playoffs, I think speculation in Kansas City will be there. I don't think Andy would step down. If they won the Super Bowl, I could see it. He'd go out on top. If Belichick goes to a good team, he's not going to catch him. It's going to be near impossible to catch the total wins and pass Shula and everything else. But for me, listen, if Andy wins his 3rd Super Bowl in 5 years now, right? 6.
Mm-hmm.
The heck else does he have to coach for, really? He really doesn't have anything else to prove. This coaching staff is going to need some overhauling on the offense coming up in January and February. And that means Andy's going to have to let go of some buddies and friends. And that's not always been his strength. So there could be a lot of factors involved. I'm going to put this in, I doubt it happens. But if I'm Clark Hunt and you're looking to the future of the franchise, do you want Andy to coach this team till he's 70 years old? That's the question only the guy with the big bucks can answer.
Andy's always negotiating. He's playing it a little bit coy there where, hey, I'm just focused on this season. He's got a new deal coming up. But couldn't you just see him as like this age's John Madden? I mean, he just like the perfect jovial guy, offensive lineman, offensive
Mr.
guru.
West Coast himself.
You get him in a booth with, I don't know, just whoever, Kevin Harlan, whatever.
Put him and Tom Brady together. Put him and Brady together.
Well, I don't know about that. I think
Andy
Andy needs his space. You can't no three man booth with Andy in there. But I think he would be great in TV. You see him on those commercials. Mm-hmm. He's always kind of like is self-deprecating, like I'm not really good.
He's always throwing down. He's always throwing down a burger.
He nails it every single time, and he's just a lovable dude. But I don't see him quitting as long as Patrick is healthy and Patrick relates to him. He can relate to Patrick. I think he again 70. I think is no problem, and hopefully his health kind of holds out. I mean, I don't know if he has any issues. I don't think so. A little bigger guy, but you never know. But
still eating those cheeseburgers.
Yeah, absolutely. So no, guy,
double meat. He loves his double meat. He loves double meat, guys.
God bless him. Let him keep going as long as he wants.
Hey, what Dre was going to take it.
If there's meat out there, it's meat to be ate, sir. You got to go ahead and go for the meat. But honestly, though, good point, Lou. Long as Mahomes is on this team, Andy Reid's not going nowhere because he loves Mahomes. He loves Mahomes. Their combination, their chemistry together is awesome. But I do say this, Nick. I said this earlier before the show. If Andy Reid does get a ring, guys, I can see Andy Reid calling it quits because he doesn't have nothing to play for.
Yeah,
I don't play for.
He doesn't have nothing to play for. Like honestly, like if he say I'm done,
you still got Mahomes, and Mahomes can still chase Brady.
He still can without Andy Reid. Without Andy Reid, though.
So if Mahomes can still catch Brady, that means Belichick still. Andy Reid still can catch Belichick. So
it's definitely possible, but some changes have to be made to the offense and the staff.
And everybody said Mike
to another level.
Nah, I won't go Mike Vrabel. No.
No, I don't like
he's a defensive head coach. He's a defensive guy. Like, we don't go defense because Kansas City is offense, right? Kansas City is all offense. Defensive minded. We seen Herm Edwards. No disrespect to Herm Edwards. He was a defensive guy.
Are they this year?
That's why I was going to go. No, I want no more defensive.
Defensive minded coaches, man.
No,
unless it's the guy from Steelers, I'll take,
Vrabel's going to the Chargers. You mark my words.
Okay, Kareem says who's y'all picks to replace him? If he were to ride off in the sunset, who is Andy Reid's replacement? Come on, guys. Off the top of the head, who you got?
It's only one guy.
It's Jim Harbaugh.
Hence,
it's Harbaugh.
TMZ Todd.
So you say Harbaugh? Okay.
Harbaugh.
You say
Jim Harbaugh's job. His wife's from Kansas City.
I can see him going to Kansas City.
He would have taken the Kansas Jayhawks job a couple of decades ago before he ended up going to Stanford and then to the NFL. He's a perfect person to carry the Andy Reid type of torch and to be that kind of leader. I mean, just look what he did at Michigan this year. He's suspended twice. They just ran through with a below average quarterback offensively. True. What is his strength?
Thanks.
He builds running backs. He builds offensive lines. He builds competent quarterbacks, and he gets his defense fired up to play. I don't want Belichick at 71. I don't think that's, Vrabel would be, a third or fourth choice. But, if Jim Harbaugh is available and Andy Reid decides to step down, and trust me, behind the scenes, everybody pretty much knows what's going on. If there are real rumors about Andy stepping down, the agents are going to know. They're going to find out. They're going to instruct these superstar head coaches who are going to demand $18, $20 million a year. Just hold out a little bit longer. Let's see how everything shakes out, because I just think that makes sense. But to me, it's a no-brainer. You throw $20 million at Jim Harbaugh for 5 years, and you'll win 2 or 3 Super Bowls with him. No question. With Patrick Mahomes.
Well,
and Steve Spagnuolo is a
Veach has been with Coach Reid all along. I think
his entire career.
For him, I guess it depends on how does Clark regard Brett Veach? Does Brett Veach sign off on Jim Harbaugh? Is that somebody that he feels he can work with? Because again, in San Francisco, famously, he and Balky were just constantly at loggerheads. I mean, that was just an explosion. That's really, I think, the only reason he left, outside of the fact that Michigan came calling. But that's the key here, I think, maybe, is Veach, is how much cachet does he have within the organization with Clark Hunt to say, okay, you pick the coach, Brett.
It doesn't matter. It's not going to be Veach's decision. It'll be between Clark Hunt and Andy Reid. That's it. That's where it stops. Veach will do whatever he's told to do. Clark Hunt's going to hire the next head coach, whomever that is. Veach will certainly have input. This isn't a Scott Pioli situation. The guy's delivered, 5 straight AFC titles, 2 Super Bowl champion rosters.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If he has that kind of cachet, is he more so in Clark's ear about the next coach?
I think he's in his ear, and I think they'll have discussions about it.
And it's only one guy. It's only one guy that we really
TMZ Todd
really got that's going to be out there, and there's only one guy. That's Cliff Kingsbury. Even though he didn't get no shot, even though he didn't get the right shot,
he didn't Cliff Kingsbury.
He didn't get the right shot with the.
Have you noticed all the teams and who they're requesting for interviews? Have you seen Cliff Kingsbury's name even
not once
mentioned even once?
Because Mahomes is holding him out.
What is that?
He's still getting paid. He's still getting an NFL salary from the Cardinals. Listen,
Mahomes is holding him out.
Well, now Coach Reid has some association with the family, with John being on his staff in Philadelphia for a short time as the special teams coach. So maybe there's some connection there. I would say if the idea was that he was going to go to the Chargers because the young quarterback is in place, I got to believe it would be an easier choice if Kansas City was available.
Yeah.
So to that point, if there is any truth or any like even close that Andy Reid is thinking that, then I could agree with you, Nick, that they would those guys would wait for sure.
I would be surprised.
The same guy that throws it out there. It's the same guy that throws it out there every time the Chiefs in the playoffs. It's Andy Reid retired. It's Andy Reid,
my former boss.
And
he always throw it out there every year. It's Andy Reid gonna retire? I don't know. Do he have something against Andy Reid?
Can we name names? What's going on?
No, it's Mike Florio, Pro Football Talk. He's mentioned it a couple times. You know, listen to his defense this year.
He's always in Mahomes' pocket.
He did say
because it's all they're screwing him. They're screwing Kelsey.
They're not screwing him anymore. I mean, they fixed his contract.
He throws it out every year.
I'm just saying
he probably owes Florio a favor for that one.
That was Florio's going.
That was all. That was all Florio's doing. I'm sure he got a quarter of 1%. But listen, at 66 years old. You're going to have you need to have the conversations. Bill Belichick lasted till he was 71.
And that's
Nick
where I think he's going to last at around 71.
Yeah, I mean, Saban's out.
So listen, guys, the salsa guy says he said EB might come back.
No, that's not true. They would not bring him back. In that, I'm cutting you off, Vinny, man. Hey, either send us the coin or send us the sauce. Not happening.
Make sure the salt is blazing.
We can pitch it. We can pitch a new variation of the show Succession and have Clark Hunt at the top and have all these other coaches kind of going against each other. Who's going to take Andy's job or have Andy kind of sitting there?
But whoever takes the job has to be exciting because the kingdom, that's what the kingdom is used to. And we brought excitement to this team, to the organization. So with that being said, out of all these coaches, which coach brings the excitement to the team? Who's going to bring the excitement?
Well, Harbaugh for sure, because it would certainly get interesting and a lot different, right? I mean, there would definitely be some it would be a different culture for sure.
But looking at the longest tenors head coaches is in the league right now, even though Belichick, Belichick is not at New England no more. This is the list right now. Everybody, saying that, Mike, the guy at the bottom, number 9, is going to be replaced with Bill Belichick. So that, but looking at the list, there's some great coaches on here. Again, I don't see any Reid. I don't see him retiring. I don't. I know if I was an old guy and I had Patrick Mahomes at the Rams, I'm not unhooking myself until I get drugged across to my grave.
Who we need to bring on to get the real deal is Mrs. Reid. She's got the inside there. I think she's going to make the call.
That's going to have a say in it too. But it's pure speculation. Now we know Travis Kelce's coming back next year. He made that pretty clear yesterday in his press conference as well that he has no desire to hang up his cleats. He's still having fun. And listen, bottom line is, as John Harrison said it, Belichick to Washington makes sense. It's going to be a crazy couple of weeks with all the speculation. And I don't think all the firings are done. I think Nick Sirianni could be out in Philadelphia if they lose Monday night. I think that's where Vrabel probably, he could end up there.
What about the Cowboys?
And the Cowboys, they'll go after Belichick. That's the only guy I think that can fix them and get him to the Super Bowl because it isn't going to be Mike McCarthy.
But Belichick's a defensive guy, though. I don't, like I said earlier, Belichick if he comes back, play go defense. He's not, to me, he's a decent coach, but Brady made him what he is. He's a defensive coach.
Yep.
If he goes somewhere, put him on defense.
But he always had a really good offensive coordinator going all the way back to
Charlie White, like Charlie Wise. Yep, Charlie Wise.
McDaniels, whoever they've had in there. So I don't think that really makes a difference. I think they would bring him in to set the culture, to kind of, get people more dialed in. They'd play a lot more disciplined, a lot less penalties, and special team, and everything would be buttoned up. And then whoever, again, can Josh McDaniels do his magic with Dak and that offense? So
basically, what you saying, Lou, is this: he said hire Belichick, but Belichick needs to hire a decent offense coordinator.
Well, he will. He understands that. He's not going to coach.
He would never.
I mean, he probably could coach offense just because he knows so much, but he knows that he's going to need somebody to lean on. That's going to run that side of the ball. Yeah, okay. Absolutely.
Yeah,
but
and then you get Kingsbury. Then you go get Kingsbury.
Never happened. He won't get another.
Wait a second.
That's cold-blooded. That's cold-blooded.
Wait a second. We can't just put it out there. We're having fun with it, but Hense, what's your affection for Cliff?
What is it, man?
Cliff is a good coach. He just didn't get that right opportunity. I feel like he just didn't get that right opportunity. It was a bad apple that he bit into with the Cardinals. The Cardinals is a dumpster fire that he went over there into. They didn't know
he's still going in. Hold on.
I'm trying to finish. He didn't know that the GM was going to end up. He was on his way out. He got canned. So he didn't have like a fair shot. I feel like if he had a fair shot tied to a quarterback that he helped build, this man Patrick Mahomes down to Texas Tech.
He also stuck his neck after Kyle Murray, and that didn't get him anywhere either.
I know he helped Kyler Murray. He helped Kyler Murray out there too. So, and I feel like he'll be a good fit.
He's got 3 more years at a ridiculous salary covered by the Cardinals.
I just haven't seen any evidence that he would be a good head coach, whether it was at Texas Tech or with the Arizona Cardinals. Now he did get him to the playoffs once.
He did. It
was a horrible experience in the playoffs against the Rams.
They didn't have no offensive line. They didn't have a lot of their players was out.
But I think that with the Chiefs organization right now, where they're positioned, what they've done, they're not going to hire somebody
in the NFL.
Yeah, they're not going to hire somebody that's at the bottom of the rung in terms of. Again, he could be a great coach.
What if Patrick Mahomes? I just
haven't seen it.
Hold on, Bo. If you take Cliff Kingsbury with Andy Reid's head, with his knowledge, and he groomed Cliff Kingsbury in Kansas City, I can see that being a good fit because Cliff Kingsbury is a good offensive coordinator. He's all offense, right? So he learned from Andy Reid. And remember, he got a relationship with Patrick Mahomes, right? So you put those 3 together, I can see these guys turn the league up.
Yeah, but that would mean Matt Nagy's not back, which
Matt Gillen, he needed to not be back.
There it is.
All right, we'll have plenty of time
at this stage of the game. Last word on Cliff. At this stage of the game,
I think
his best position on the Chiefs staff would be like a quarterback coach, the guy that kind of sits next to Patrick between series.
I like that
can work with him specifically, and then kind of learn the culture and how that works, and then maybe. But if they had to make a move at the end of this season, it's going to be one of those, iconic type name that comes in and says, okay, we're going to set the culture, whether it's an offensive coach, defensive coach, whatever, somebody that's going to continue the culture of winning and has been there before.
If the Chiefs job comes open, it's the number 1 job in the National Football League.
Absolutely. As the number 15.
Thanks to Nick, old boss, for getting this all stirred up once again.
I've offered an invitation to come on the show, so we'll see what happens. Anyway,
he do it every year.
All right. Well, obviously, let's see what happens Saturday night first.
Hey, there's a game to play. Come on.
Yes, it is. It's the Frozen Dolphins is coming into Arrowhead.
I love it. Whoever did that, that's some great graphics stuff.
That's Brett. Brett from London. He did this.
He does some good stuff. Yeah, they're branching out. Listen, it's gonna be cold.
They don't have PETA over there.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I'm gonna say this. Guys, real quick. I'm gonna say real quick, guys. Everybody think that this game's gonna be a big favorite for the Kansas City Chiefs. I doubt that. I think both sides gonna be in hell when it comes to Saturday's game, right? Because it's cold as you know what. It's cold. It's freezing. Both sides don't want to deal with this. So it's going to be a bunch of runs. Listen, the way everybody talking about Tua going to throw the ball, Moisture is going to have the bulk of the offense. He's going to be the bulk of the offense. Is Moisture, right? There's going to be a lot of scrambles, a lot of chips. It's going to be a lot of chips. There's going to be a lot of check downs, I would say, guys. This game's going to be check downs and running the ball and playing excellent defense on both sides. You're going to see the best from both teams because they're going to be so dialed in. But again, the ball's not going over 20 yards.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to see the best from both teams. I disagree with you. Just because of the weather. You're not going to see long bombs to Tyreek Hill.
Great fundamentals.
Yeah, you're not going to see – what you're going to see is
take out MVS
a missed tackle. You're going to see a guy not hitting the gap. You're going to see a corner falling down. You're going to see a ball, the brick of the ball bounce off.
More drops.
I don't. Listen.
That is not happening.
I don't think it's the matter of the drop. Listen, if Tua has to throw the ball, then I'm playing 3 safeties, and I'm going to have 3 guys who can fair catch, because there's no way in the teeth of the wind, in the teeth of the cold, that he has the arm strength to deliver, anything beyond 5 or 6 or 10 yards, maybe 20 on the outside. Right. It's going to be difficult. He already struggles in good conditions. I mean, like the other night against Buffalo, so many underthrown balls, and no one talks about how terrible his mechanics are. They are terrible, terrible, terrible. Always throwing off his back foot.
Quarterback. Now we got a quarterback coach, Nick. Come on,
quarterback coach.
Guru.
Listen, it's there. Listen, if I have Tyreek Hill as my wide receiver and I'm the quarterback, I'm throwing the ball up. And if I'm within 10 yards of where Tyreek Hill is, 65-70% of the time he's going to catch. He's going to go find the ball.
No one tracks the ball better than Tyreek.
Nobody tracks the ball.
Once it's in the air.
You take Tyreek Hill out of the game,
yeah.
Tua is average at best.
He'd be like the ultimate center fielder in baseball.
Yeah.
Right?
Can you imagine if he played baseball?
The only thing that the concerning thing is where you might see some shots over the top, guys, is when at a certain point, because if you're run, now all of a sudden the linebackers, the safeties are going to be cheating towards the line of scrimmage. And that's, I think, where you're going to have some opportunities over the top. If they go into like a run heavy package with A-Chain, with Mostert, with Jeff Wilson, whoever reverses to Tyreek, whoever happens to be in there. So that's where you have to be a little bit careful. But then if you're playing, if you are playing dime, now the run, the lighter box, you're going to see more runs. So it's going to be a little bit of a cat and mouse. Who's going to be the first one to really show their hand? And there will be that sort of mind game. So that's where like a Drew Tranquil, Nick Bolton will have to come in, communicate, and have everything dialed in. And of course, Spags calling the defense, and it's the same thing on the other side. If all of a sudden Pacheco's, popping a bunch of runs, they're going to start cheating up. Well, then Patrick's going to maybe if it's a RPO, he's going to choose the P most of the time. Then he lets it go.
Well, dig this real quick. Just dig it, right? Kareem says this. We need the A+ Andy Reid screenplay. So basically what Kareem says is this. Go back to the old Andy Reid days, the old Philly days when they had Westbrook, and use your screen game to the maximum. I think Pac is going to have a big game, right? Use it for screens.
Problem is they don't have McKinnon. The problem is with that theory, it's a good one, but you're going to trust Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
You're going to have to. You got no choice.
I know.
Now, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, give him some credit. He did do good on screen games.
They dialed the best screen they dialed up all year was in New England, the one that Clyde got, where there was 4 blockers in front and they had nobody to block.
Yeah, Lou, you could have gotten 50 yards on that play.
Absolutely. Hell yeah. These wheels. Come on, man.
Hey, with those great young knees on you, Luke, anything.
Young knees.
They
would have taken me to the blue tent afterwards, but
right after. I'll put it like this, man. Everybody wants to say Pac, everybody wants to say this, but it's still one guy only. He wears them before and he runs like a running back. When he catches the ball in his hand, and he was amazing on screen passes, right or wrong. Everybody wants to say this person that. Rasheed Rice, sir, don't you just disrespect the name while you on the show.
I wonder.
Yeah, they'll do a lot. They'll do a lot of passes out in the flat, to Rice. I think that Tony is probably going to get maybe a handful of snaps. He'll probably run a couple of plays for him. But you're right. I mean, Rice, Pacheco, and Kelsey are the Chiefs' offense right now outside of Mahomes. I mean, that's the trio that has to be successful. If they each get their 75, 80 yards apiece, maybe 100, Chiefs win this game easily. If those three can play at a really high level the next four games, if possible, Chiefs can repeat as Super Bowl champions. That's the key. I think the defense is going to be good enough, even in a warm condition environment. I think they could still stop Tua. That's going to, we've never had that before.
They did for the most part.
And they did it. And it wasn't like it was, it wasn't like it was 100 degrees in the stadium there in Frankfurt. There was cold air coming through. It was in the 40s, 50s.
Yeah.
And he struggled there too. So I think the Chiefs just have to play Marty ball and do some play action. And if they do that, that's the style I think that's going to win them a Super Bowl.
Did your guys as kids, were they into Lion King when they were little?
Yes, they were.
Lion King. Okay, so in the famous words of Mufasa to Simba, remember who you are.
Right.
Remember who you are. And that will take care of everything. Championship DNA. We're going to score points, make the plays when we have to, and just remember who you are.
Remember, do not throw the ball to MVS. Remember number 11. Remember, do not throw the ball to number 11.
He's going to have the game of his. He's going to have the game of his career.
Gosh, let's see.
No,
it was cold for that Cincinnati game.
He did do good for Cincinnati when it was cold. So I'll put it like this. You know what I mean? It's going to be a defensive. I think the Chiefs, when they stop Tyreek Hill, it'll look like Waddle is not going to be playing for this game.
I think he's going to play. I don't think he's going to be 100%. I don't think he's going to play,
I think he'll play a few snaps.
Maybe play 25, 30 snaps. Yeah, right.
Just like Chase did. So I think it'll be just like that.
Yeah, Mostert's the key to me.
I think Mostert, a screen game to him, let's set the tone for them too. I think both sides are going to utilize their running backs, guys.
They have to.
Yep. Not with these linebackers. Not
the Dolphins have the best.
I told y'all Willie Gay the best linebacker on this team, sir.
Well,
which one? Talking about
Dolphins, all their linebackers are hurt.
Yeah, defensively they can't stack up against.
They're really thin.
Basically, guys, go ahead, Nick.
It's the Chiefs defense that's going to decide this game more than anything else.
It's come down to see if Justin Houston is going to come back and ruin the Chiefs playoffs. Is he going to come back and Torres mess up the tackles? I don't think so. But again, what you do to those guys, them guys are very small. So you run the ball. You have one of the best offensive lines in the game. You see what happened when Pac ran the ball against Cincinnati. Keep it on the ground, run the ball, keep it simple. Like Lou said, remember who you are. Don't come out here and say, hey, we're going to try to fix our offense in the middle of the playoff game.
No, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
It'll help that Donovan Smith's going to be back at left tackle. He's been resting since the Packers game.
Because more getting cooked.
Yeah, and give him credit.
You're a rookie. He got some T-Rex trunks in his legs. I know he do. I know that's fine. But the fundamentals right now, we need fundamentals, guys. We need veterans coming into this game, right? So I'm glad Smith's coming back. Morris is cool. Give Morris another year. Depends on the free agency. Depends on what they're going like in the offseason. But again, we need Smith. We need Smith. All hands on deck.
So when the Chiefs win this game by significant points, it's gonna be a blowout.
You know what? Every time you say that, the Chiefs lose, man. You know that. You know that, man. So we will not use that again, man.
Not every blowout is 21-20. I'm good.
Not every time because it's going to be a blowout every week.
Yeah, I said blowout every week, sir.
55-3. 55-3. I said, here we go.
Hey, if I was offensive coordinator,
okay.
You know, I'm you know, on Madden, I do that to everybody, even though the best platinum Madden players in the world. But again, who you gonna ride with when this game is over, when the Chiefs win? You know what I mean? If the Chiefs win, do you see them going all the way and taking this all the way, you know me, all the way to Vegas?
You do.
From a friend,
so you tell us why.
There you go, Nick. There you go, Nick.
You tell us, Hense, because you're the guy saying no doubt.
No doubt. You know why it's no doubt? Because you got one man. If you got 15, like you said, if Andy Reid leave, what's going to be the hottest job?
Yeah.
Kansas City. Because of who? It ain't because of Chris Jones. It ain't because of L'Jarius Sneed. It's because of Patrick Mahomes. So if you have Patrick Mahomes in this offense, and you know, in this playoffs, who you going to ride with? It ain't like Brady's there stopping him. Lamar Jackson, come on now. You know, Josh Allen, come on, stop it. You know what I mean? CJ Stroud, no, come on now. You know what I mean? Steelers, whoever they're going to start at quarterback, the grandma, the owner, whoever. You know what I mean? You don't know you'll get there. You're going to get tuna. You're going to get tuna this weekend, tuna in the can. Then you got Flacco. Is Flacco wheels going to go really flat? Because you don't know where you're going to go with him. You don't know what you're going to get with him. But you know what you have. But you know what you have in Patrick Mahomes. You know what you have in Patrick Mahomes. You have an MVP back to back. He did it without Tyreek Hill. Now everybody wants to see him do this on the road. Now he's gonna go through the coldest game in NFL history right now this Saturday. The coldest game, they say, in NFL history. The coldest. Now he's gonna have that on his record. You know, even though the Bills, you know, when it's so cold out there, Josh Allen say, no, put me inside, take me on the road somewhere. Last year trying to change the NFC, trying to change the AFC championship. But again, who you riding with? I'm riding with Patrick Mahomes the whole way.
I'm gonna say this. You have some strong points from the kingdom. See, you talking as a fan for the Kansas City Chiefs, baby. You know what I'm saying? You talking from a fan perspective. Let's be logical real quick. All right, Flacco looking great right now. With that defense on that side, they can make some noise, right? Lamar Jackson is playing good football, got a good defense, legit, right? CJ Stroud is shocking everybody. Nick Collins is putting in work right now, right? What I'm saying is this. You can't take these teams lightly. Yes, Mahomes is the heartbeat of Kansas City. Yes, but Mahomes can't do it by itself. But Mahomes can't do it by itself, sir. We see what Mahomes did all season. Ball bop dropped. Okay, it was a lot of bopping drops from Mahomes. But the thing is this. We can't keep letting Mahomes run the ball. Because right now you put his career on the line. Everybody got to help out with this offense. Everybody.
Well, they're not called runs though, Coach. I mean, he's taken off when he knows that he can kind of get away from the defense or has to get away from the defense.
But do you want him doing that, Lou? Do you want him doing that all the time, though, Lou?
Well, it's out of necessity. No, you don't want him running the ball.
Peyton Manning didn't do it.
Peyton Manning didn't have the speed.
Patrick's
not the fastest guy. He could no. I mean, that would be like saying Marino didn't do it. Yeah, that's just who they are.
He's got to run. He's got to run when he has the chance.
Right, but
he's also got to stay in the pocket. He's got to stay in the pocket a little bit longer too.
And I think that's been a knock on him since he came out of college, was that he will bail on a clean pocket because he's more comfortable making plays on the move. That's just
it. Would bail on the clean pocket.
You talking about bail on the pocket? You talking about bail on the pocket? There was Dre again, building on the question. It said, "Who are you riding with?"
I said the Texans.
You went into the whole thing.
So he's right.
Wait. Did you just go through a whole plethora of everybody in the AFC?
I'm riding with.
I'm riding with Mahomes.
All right.
Let's stipulate that Patrick is the best quarterback in the playoffs right now. Let's just stipulate that. We don't have to debate that.
Let's do our rankings. Put the image back up.
Let's go.
Okay, come on with it, Nick. Come on with it.
Here we go. All right. Number 1,
Chiefs.
Chiefs. Number 2 is Joe Flacco.
Andy Reid.
Joe Flacco's number 2.
So you're going for you're just doing quarterbacks now, or
just
team?
Quarterbacks? Just quarterbacks.
Okay.
So you said Flacco. Flacco under who?
Let me finish.
Let him finish.
I got Chiefs and Mahomes number 1. I got Flacco number 2. I'm going to give Lamar Jackson credit because I think he had some really impressive wins down the stretch. Number 3. I go with Josh Allen. I go with Stroud with the Texans. I got Tua after that, and the Steelers are the default. So I think. Listen, the two guys that have the most experience are Patrick Mahomes and Joe Flacco. Period.
Right. Facts. That's facts.
Listen, Lamar Jackson is 1-1 in the playoffs, and that includes losing to the Titans as the number 1 overall seed. Josh Allen has progressively gotten worse in the postseason the last 3 years. When the Chiefs took him out for the title game, then they lost in the division round, they've lost in the wild card round. I mean, this is not a team that they've won they won 6 games in a row to finish the season just to make the playoffs. And kudos to them, but they didn't browbeat anybody. They didn't overwhelm anybody. There were a couple of plays that, they could have lost. But to me, the team I fear the most for the Chiefs is the Cleveland Browns. With that defense and a veteran like Joe Flacco, I remember Joe Flacco coming in here and beating the Chiefs when they won the West under Todd Haley, which was a complete nightmare head coach scenario for the Chiefs. And that was the game where they were up and they just stopped giving the ball to Jamal Charles, who was just ripping the Ravens in the first half. But to me, Flacco, he's the guy that worries me the most out of any of these other quarterbacks.
If Flacco wins this weekend, he sets the all-time record for road victories in the playoffs ever.
And he gets to go to Baltimore and play the Ravens.
Hey, Lou puts the emphasis on that one. He said ever. He puts the emphasis on that one.
How many road wins does Patrick Mahomes have?
The guy has
and that's what he about to pick up all up. He's gonna pick him up all.
It seems like he hasn't played in like 10 years, but I guess we forget. I mean, he did most of that stuff. Obviously, he was much younger. But, again, if we're talking teams versus quarterback, I mean, there's two different things with some of these teams, especially the Browns, because that is a defensive-driven team. Flacco's going to throw interceptions. It's just going to happen.
He does it.
I think he's thrown 6 the last 3 games.
Yeah, he had three interceptions and 3 touchdowns in the last.
So again, and nothing against him, because I think he's galvanized that team. They all believe in him.
They love him.
So yes, he has that. If you're going to rank the quarterbacks, I think I don't know if you're looking at this season.
I'm talking about just entering the playoffs. That's
so
it.
You still have to give the nod, I think, to Patrick at being number 1, just because of who he is, who he's been, and just the competitor that he's just. You can't beat. None of those guys are ahead of him. I would say either I would put maybe Lamar or Josh second. They're 2 and 3, however you want to put them. I would put Flacco just below them because of the experience and how he's kind of, I think, lifted that team. And you might have to put Stroud, the rookie, next, and then Tua and Mason Rudolph. So, again, if that was the only criteria, I would be very confident with the team making a run. The only thing that gives me any trepidation is the fact that they still haven't shown any consistency of putting teams away or scoring in the red zone.
There you go.
Defense, this is the most confident I've been, since Martin.
And that's why I say that. That's why I said I'm riding with the Chiefs, because the only thing that's hurt the Chiefs this year is themselves. Nobody else.
Yeah,
nobody else hurt the Chiefs. It's against themselves. If the Chiefs ain't dropped balls, the Chiefs will be undefeated this whole season. All season they'll be undefeated. So that's why I said if they can get this together, I don't feel the Steelers. I don't feel Houston. You have the best coach that's left right now that's coaching in the play. You have the best coach right now in the playoffs. Right now, out of everybody.
You have the most proven coach.
The NFC and the AFC, you have the best coach, right? The best coaching staff. And you have the best.
Of everything you said, those 2 little letters are the biggest one. If they get it together. I mean,
I'm gonna say this, guys.
They can do it. They have it within. That's why I said, remember who you are. That's it. I mean,
Lou, and I said, remember, don't put number 11 out there, because every time he's out there, they lose. But again, let me piggyback off this real quick. Baltimore Ravens has a stout defense. Browns have a stout defense. And I said this earlier in the season. What happens when this Kansas City Chiefs defense get gassed, right? And they start scoring on this defense, right? And then now you put the offense in scrutiny because we don't have faith. We don't have nobody that's a game changer.
They know how to do it.
On this
but
offense.
They have the quarterback to do it, regardless.
But do we have the receivers to catch it?
Yeah, you look. No, it doesn't matter. Look at the AFC title game last year. He had MVS in the 6th and 7th roster spots at wide receiver on the field. He had Kemp. Marcus Kemp runs a slot.
Special team extraordinaire.
Justin Watson at that time was kind of like he was a 5 guy.
If that penalty that penalty on Patrick Mahomes, if it wasn't for that penalty, this is a whole different.
I keep hearing that little word. If they haven't gotten gassed all year, there have been drives where they were gassed. It happened against the Chargers just last week. 18 plays on the first drive. Omenihu makes the play, and again, you can't rely on that. But again, that's the Chiefs defense out there making that play and just kind of changing the game in the first quarter. I hear what you're saying, but there isn't any team that has shown they've been able to tire out the other team's defense all year.
Well, early in the season, we seen what the Las Vegas Raiders can do to the Kansas City Chiefs when they making plays because they was making plays.
One drive. That was one drive.
Listen, Nick, but they're making plays, right? And they got gassed.
That's what the offense did.
Listen, they got gassed at the end. They got gassed. So what it is
they played a lot. You're right.
If that right, so I'm saying, so you don't want your defense to take the majority of the snaps.
Well, no,
because they're going to get gassed. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The Chiefs have to make plays. They have to control the clock. Control the clock and play good defense. That's it.
I think the Chiefs have learned all their lessons. They've learned everything that they need to learn from a messed up season to where they lowered expectations. They played down to their opponents. They didn't bring the energy. They didn't bring the attitude. They didn't bring the fight. And they did that last year. They had 3-point wins and 4-point wins and 5-point wins, and they won all those games. This year, they won very few of them. When they had to make a play late in the game, and even if they get behind by 3 or 4 points, you still, I've doubted Mahomes multiple times. If you'd have said put $1,000 down that he would injure his ankle in the divisional round, the title game, and in the Super Bowl, and they would be hosting the Lombardi Trophy, I wouldn't have made the bet because I didn't think it was possible. But this guy's wired differently, and this is what he lives for. And I said this before, and I think Nick Wright said the same thing, and props to him. But at the end of the day, I'll take your cue. When Patrick Mahomes wins the next 3 playoff games and is in the Super Bowl versus the Detroit Lions, and when he wins that football game, he is the greatest quarterback in the history of the NFL. Period. He is the new GOAT. Period. Whether he gets to 7 or not, if he can win with this mismatch of offensive blunders and mistakes and receivers, and thank God they have Rashee Rice. I'm going to be on Dr. Roto's show tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. To talk about the Chiefs playoff on Twitter. Check it out. But, Rashee Rice has been the savior.
Yes, he has.
Patrick Mahomes.
He's been phenomenal.
I can't bet against him. I want him to win the Super Bowl. I think it would be a great statement. I think it would shut up all the critics. I mean, what is Stephen A. Smith going to say? All year long, well, Tua is better, and Jalen Hurts is better, and Josh Allen is better, and all these quarterbacks are better. When the greatest quarterback in the last 5 years is playing in Kansas City, and he's not getting the benefit of the doubt, and he knows it. Kelsey knows it. Andy knows it. That whole offensive team, that defense knows it. Now they're a complete team to some degree, but I'm telling you guys, when Mahomes does this, we're going to have so much fun in the offseason. It will be epic because no matter who the Chargers hire, or no matter who the Raiders hire, they're going to have to build rosters that are so good and so talented in offense, defense, and special teams just to get a chance to compete for a division title. I'm not talking about winning it. This is the most critical time in the Mahomes era and probably Andy Reid's era if this dynasty is going to continue, and that starts tomorrow night.
It ain't Detroit. It ain't Detroit. It ain't the Detroit.
Well, that's my pick. I can't come off my pick.
It's going to be the Cowboys, like I said. It's going to be
my pick.
The teams of both. Who's the best American team? Who's the best American team left? And it's going to be the Chiefs.
What you want. Again, I know that's what you want.
Patrick Mahomes is going to take down the Dolphins. It's going to take down Buffalo. Or, if Buffalo lose to the Steelers, he's going to take down the Steelers. The AFC Championship going to come back here because Baltimore going to get beat by Cleveland. And it's going to come back here. And Chiefs going to beat Flacco and send him back home packing.
The Ravens do not want anything to do with the Browns.
Hey, let me pick back up that too. Without MVS, without number 11, if they catch the ball and sustain a drive and run the ball and control the time and keep the other person's offense off the field,
found another horse.
Win the game.
Dre found another horse.
He came around the corner and find how to beat MVS, even though he's in a wheelchair. Wow. He came out of court.
Joshua Williams with the pick 6.
Yo, and listen, Joshua Williams been playing phenomenal, man. He's physical. I said, you see, when you spank him on the butt, they produce. You hear what I'm saying?
See, the players listen to this show, right? First it was Todd getting Rashee Rice rolling. Now Dre's getting 2 rolling. This is great stuff.
See, it's a little spanking. That's all it is.
Dre just try to get somebody rolling. It ain't happening because you're a Cardinals fan. You can't be a Cardinals fan. And
this is the Chiefs Kingdom show, sir. This is the Chiefs Kingdom, okay?
But again, speaking of a guy,
Split show. It's not the
speaking of get somebody get you rolling. Dave Purdy would get you rolling. Go ahead and hit us with the sponsor.
All right, I want to talk about my good friend Dave Purdy with Supreme. You can reach Dave at 816-405-5831. If you're looking for someone who's going to take you through the process of finding the right mortgage for you, Dave Purdy's your guy. He's currently working with me and Mrs. Chiefs Blitz. We are trying to find the house, and I've turned all the finances over to him. He's going to work the magic, give me the best loan possible. Rates are coming down. Property values are still stable, but when the rates get too low, you can always refinance. Anytime you get a loan within 12 months, no matter who you go with, and you got to go with Dave Purdy, you can refinance in a year when the rates are lower. It's an election year. Politics plays a big part in a lot of things. So at the end of the day, if you want someone who can unmuddy the waters, who can get you from A to Z, and make sure everything is done right, and it's a payment you can afford. It's a payment that works at a rate that's fair. Give Dave Purdy a call at 816-405-5831. We love Dave so much because he is
Purdy.
Speaking of pretty good, man. You got to stay pretty warm out there. The Chiefs are put out there. You got to be bundled up, stay hydrated. Do all you got to do when you come out to this game. It's going to be cold.
If you have a surfing outfit, the wetsuit, wear that under your clothes.
Wear your robes.
Get some heated socks.
A shot of brown water would do it for you. All right, real quick. I'm going to say this real quick. Kareem says this. He said, what do y'all think about McDuffie making all-pro but not Snead? Great for McDuffie, though.
Yeah, but they define it as a slot role, so that's a little different. But they look at it like this:
first team All Pro, man.
Yeah, first team All Pro is the slot corner.
T-Cuffs. Hey, come on now. He's first team All Pro. Slot corner with that. That's the position he plays, Nick. Come on.
Yeah, that's what he plays. Listen, this is good for the Chiefs and Snead because then they can put some extra incentives in because of the year he had. He's pretty much going to be a lock if he has a good year next year to get that, and he can get some extra bonus money. Kind of the way that Chris Jones will get $1 million bonus now if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, the Chiefs win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry.
Nick, change your narrative, all right, Nick?
But yeah, it's going to be.
Do it.
It is going to be cold out there. At the last time I've said this before when I was at the Colts game in 93 or 92, whatever it was. Yeah. I had 2 coats on. I had 5 layers. I had heat stuff in my feet. I even had my robe. That's how cold it was. Now I'm not.
You had your robe?
I had my my robe's the warmest thing I got.
Now, what's the coldest game you ever been to, Nick?
That was it. It was minus 11 degrees at kickoff, and the windshields were in the high 20s, low 30s. It was bitter. I mean, I told you guys last week. I mean, I was in a suite watching the game, so I was spoiled. But just to walk from the parking lot, and we all tailgated. We're crazy stupid. I mean, we were all tailgating for like hours going to the game, but just to get to that point and you walk to that stadium, literally it was like you had frozen blocks on your legs. And I was still cold with all those layers. And it was great. It was so funny when we got into the suite. I will never forget this. There was like stacks of coats and layers of clothing that people had taken off at that point just because they were so hot when they got inside. But it was just crazy. But it's going to be cold. And it's going to be cold for both teams. And, you can only drink so many spirits to warm up the body. And to the guys that are going to be out there shirtless, and there'll be a few. And to Travis Kelce, who's not going to wear any long sleeves, good luck.
Yeah, they may try that. They may try that.
Yeah, right.
Even if they go out for warm-ups. That's just a different type of cold.
But seriously, everybody, man, my son is going to this game, and I'm like worried about him. I'm like, man, do your layers, man. Make sure you got everything going because you're going to be sitting in the stands, and it's cold.
That wind chill is deadly. That wind chill will chill you up.
It's gonna again. Please be careful. Tickets are at an all-time low for a postseason game in Kansas City. So if you can brave the weather, you get some pretty good tickets under $100 in some pretty good locations. I was a little surprised when I saw that this morning, but
any chance they Miami fans buy them up and just leave the seats open?
I don't know. That's probably a good idea, actually. Yeah, give back to.
Just not show up. Just buy the seat.
Donate them somewhere in Kansas City. But
you take out the tomahawk chop. Take out the time.
That would be the stone cold move right there.
Oh, that would be crazy. They buy all the tickets and keep the seats.
You know what? You know what I think is going to be the coolest image in this game. Is going to be the steam and smoke that comes out of people's mouths from cheering. It's just going to be like this layer of like this fog,
Well, the guys, the ones you really got to feel for is the guys that aren't necessarily starters, or maybe they don't play that many snaps because they got to stand there and just wait. That coat's not going to help a whole lot. I guess it is better, but. Oh my! It's one thing if you're playing, you're coming in and out, you're running. That's one. It's still going to be friggin' cold.
Yeah, they don't have heat warmers in their cleats, and that jacket goes down about mid ankle, and that heat's going to come up. I mean, having cold feet and playing on what will essence be a brick cement. Now the Chiefs field is heated, so the temperature is going to be probably in the 20-30 range. They're going to crank that heat up.
But then does it get slick? Because
there's going to be condensation. There's going to have to be adjustments. I mean, the Chiefs equipment guys are going to be the heroes in this football game.
Yeah.
That would be me. Pre-Stone, I will be on the field with the equipment guys.
Bring the right cleats.
Again, I put it like this. I feel like this game it's all lining up. It's all lined up for Patrick Mahomes to be great once again. Because look, the coldest game in NFL history was Lambeau Field. You know what I mean?
The frozen tundra.
I don't know. That game in Cincinnati was pretty damn cold.
Now the football guys have turned their universe all the way back around to Kansas City to make it the coldest game. The coldest game. And who had the coldest quarterback in the game that's left? Patrick Mahomes. So I feel like
you tell me it's a must-win for his legacy. It's a must-win for Patrick Mahomes' legacy.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
Yes, for his legacy. Just like Jordan right there, right? This is gonna be Patrick Mahomes, not flu game. He's the quarterback. They ain't complained. Went out there, put up a lot of points in the lowest, coldest weather game ever. That you can sit down and tell your grandkids, you can be sitting down telling them by the fireplace, hey, I remember that game Patrick Mahomes played. It was the coldest game ever. You want to complain about cold outside? This man went out there and led his team to a playoff victory. See, that's the stories that's going to be told.
Yeah.
So you got to get ready for it.
Well, let's make sure the story is told correctly. Let's make sure it's told correctly, guys, because what happens, Bo? Who got to win? Mahomes got to win, baby. Because if there's no win from Mahomes, we don't have a legacy game. We don't have that Michael Jordan over there. This what happened. This
what happened with Dre shift from Jiffy peanut butter to always say peanut butter. He just go off the rails. He just go off the rails.
Where is it? Did you finish that last jar? Is it still
absolutely there? Not? It's cold
Where
and creamy still.
I don't
it's
see
cold
it.
And creamy.
I can't see it. Where's it at? Get it.
But again, Luke, Nick, as you see, this gonna be the story that you tell your friends. This the story you're gonna
Peter
tell
Pan?
your kids.
Is it Peter Pan?
Has saved the day this whole week for me.
All right,
nice. Saved the day.
So as we get into the picks, man.
All right.
As we get into the picks, we have you're gonna have the Chiefs versus Miami game. We're gonna start off with that since we're right there.
Hey, wait a second. Let's do it. Are our guys gonna sing?
Oh no,
we're gonna get a little entertainment here.
A little entertainment, a little funk, a little blues, right? A little 1963.
Mm-hmm. We ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it, man, because I ain't gonna try to get the show copyrighted.
Yeah, we may have some issues there. So let's get on with it.
Chandler's Instagram is copyrighted? What?
the music.
No, Facebook will flag it. Absolutely.
The Facebook police. All right.
You're on my list, Facebook.
Yeah.
But again, let's go into this game. We had the Chiefs versus Miami game. That's what we have. That's gonna be coming up this Saturday night. A lot of people picking the Chiefs. A lot of people saying a surprise upset. Patrick Mahomes one and done. The legacy is over. This and that. But I got this game. Chiefs winning 28. Maybe 28-10. Chiefs.
28. I was thinking like 45. And what your numbers are normally in the 30s, 40s.
You didn't let me finish. Go
ahead. Sorry.
It's 28-10 because L'Jarius Sneed is going to go off. He's going to be mad. He's going to have 2 pick sixes. Returning back for the house.
Oh my gosh!
He had 2 pick sixes.
He's bringing some defense. He's bringing some defense in that score, guys. He said the offense. I said the defense gonna put some points.
No all pro, no Pro Bowl. I'll show you.
He's gonna show you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. What's your score prediction?
For me, I think the Chiefs are going to score at least 24 to 27 points.
Defense too, Nick.
For the Chiefs, and I think we're looking about 10. I'll say 27-13. I think there'll be a late touchdown. I think Patrick Mahomes is out of this game at the end of the third quarter. And that'll be good. You can rest him for the next week because we have no idea, how everything unfolds on Saturday and Sunday where they might play. But I don't see the Chiefs losing this football game in any manner. I just think that they're going to win.
OMDB, Nick. Over my dead body. They put that on Mahomes' jersey. You know what?
Hey, we
mentioned that a few shows ago. And then I saw some other site kind of using it, but that's okay. Yeah. We're here to share. Take whatever you like, gang. We don't care. I don't see any field goals in this game. Maybe Bucker gets one, but that ball's going to be like kicking a brick.
Yep.
So I'm going to go 21-7 Chiefs, and defense just shuts them down, and we ride off into the divisional round.
You got it.
All right. I say this going to be a 7-10 game. It's going to be one play on. I don't know which side's going to make the play. There's going to be one big play out of this game that changes the game, right? I believe it's going to be a defensive play, a strip fumble or interception. What Bo just mentioned, or interception. It might be Williams though. It might be Williams to go ahead and shut me completely up.
It's not Tyreek's peace sign. It's number 2.
But remember, he's physical.
Jay Willie official. That's right, man.
I was
he is the definition of a press corner.
He is. Mm-hmm. He is. He's not going to matter. So, with that being said, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. It's going to be a low scoring game. I got Chiefs taking it by 3.
All right, 10-7.
All right, we got Houston. We got Houston versus Cleveland. Who y'all got taking that game?
I'm riding Joe Flacco to the AFC title game.
I love underdogs. I got CJ taking it.
I don't think that defense is too good, and I don't think the Texans have enough at wide receiver with Dell out. I just don't think they have enough.
Gotcha. Something about this Houston team. There's good. I mean, I've seen that number sitting at 2.5. The Browns being favored since they installed the number. It hasn't moved at all, which I think tells me that Houston has a shot. Now, again, this is just an intuition. It has nothing to do with who wins, who loses, but that number not moving tells me a lot. So I think I'm going to go with the home underdog here, and I think I'm going to take Houston. I'm going to ride with C.J. Stroud. Now, whether they win another game, I don't think so. But this particular game, I think they have a real shot.
Yeah, just somebody. I don't know. It's crazy.
I take Cleveland. I'll take Cleveland and win there. We have the Bills versus the Steelers. I got to take it again.
I got Pittsburgh controlling the line of scrimmage, man. I got Pittsburgh.
I'm in complete agreement. If Josh Allen can't throw the football, the Bills have their defense is leaky enough, and the Steelers have the 2 best running back tandem probably in the playoffs right now. Being healthy, know how to dominate a game. Mason Rudolph will do enough to hit a few passes, but I'm not betting against Mike Tomlin in a oh my God, I can't believe we were in the playoffs season where they looked like they weren't going to even have a winning year. I think the Bills magic ends on Sunday at noon. I do, or by 3:00 when the game's over.
If I had told you before the season 2 guys from William and Mary would be facing off in the playoffs, would you have taken that bet?
1,000.
They might have been there at the same time. I think they're around the same age. They both played at William and Mary. I'm ton of Steeler fans in my neighborhood. Not as many Bills fans, but mostly Pittsburgh, Cleveland. I'm right here. And I just can't see my way without TJ Watt that Pittsburgh wins the game. Now they may cover, but I think I'm going to take Buffalo to win the game.
I'm going to take good assumption. I think it's going to be the upset. Now that's going to be the upset of the weekend.
Yep.
Steelers beat Buffalo.
I'd love to see it, but
and it's going to be like Dre said. He see a close. Low scoring game with the Kansas City Chiefs. I see this game being 17-10 Pittsburgh.
Has to be for Pittsburgh to win. I don't think they're going to score a ton of points.
I think it's going to be 10-6.
Yeah, that's Pittsburgh football for you.
That's Pittsburgh football. All right.
I think that's all I had. That's
all right. Well, we got the NFC games.
We got the NFC games coming up. Right, so listen though, Green Bay.
Right.
Who's on the end of
Green Bay at Dallas.
Green Bay at Dallas. Guys, I like
Dallas,
Reed.
7.5.
I like Reed. I like Love. I'm going for the underdogs in the playoff for some reason. I love the underdogs.
Don't put your money on it.
I'm going Green Bay. No money. Only voice. I put my
Cowboys will win this game, right? Cowboys are going to win.
I got Love taking it.
If Green Bay go in there and beat Dallas, then definitely he ain't gonna reach the press conference. Belichick gonna be in the building. He's gonna get hired. He's gonna get hired. The press conference is gonna be Belichick getting hired as an
the Jerry Jones jet will be ready.
So is Belichick following his best friend? Remember, his best friend Parcells went to the Dallas Cowboys too.
Could be.
I can see that. I can see him. I can see Belichick going to the Cowboys now.
He already got all his weapons there. So who's the next gang, Lou?
All right.
Well, I'm gonna pick this game too. I think Dallas wins again. Look for my against the spread winners on the website at Chiefs Blitz. That'll be up Saturday morning, I believe. Nick,
okay, yes,
Saturday morning. Okay, so look for that. But I think Dallas wins this game, but look for the against the spread pick on at the site.
I gotcha.
Okay. So
All right,
who was next?
Next game, Detroit. Oh man, the Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff, first Detroit home playoff game in 30 years. Yes, second team All Pro.
Look at Bo like, man, Rams, they hot. Them boys
The Rams are hot now, and I feel like the Rams is going to take that. Like the Rams are going to take that game, and I feel like Matthew Stafford is going to come back. The nail, put the nail in the coffins to the put more potholes around the stadium down there in Michigan, not Michigan, but Detroit. Down there in Detroit,
it's in Michigan, I feel like that's all right. You're in the right neighborhood.
Same night there. So I feel like that. The Rams take that game.
I got the Lions. They're my Super Bowl pick until they lose. I'm going with Detroit. I think it's important for the city. I'm a romantic, guys. I want the fans to experience a win.
Okay.
I think they got everything they need.
Okay. Well, I say this. I like both teams. I really do. I like the Rams. I like Puka. I like him because he's an underdog. Man. I like underdogs. Cup. Kevin Williams is playing lights out. Stafford been playing phenomenal. But Detroit was my pick at the beginning of the season. It was Detroit. I like Detroit. I like where they're coming from. I like the storyline behind Detroit. I think Goff will finally get his due. Aiden Hutchinson playing lights out right now. Gibbs playing really well. St. Brown's finally starting to get his respect. So I got Detroit taking it. Low scoring game.
Don't forget that dark horse third receiver who's been coming on for the Rams, one Demarcus Robinson, baby.
Yeah,
he's number 15. What the hell, man? D-Rob, he's running the right direction. He's catching passes, making big plays for the team. So I guess I would look at it like this, because if you're looking coach, I think McVay has a bit of an edge. I think at quarterback, Stafford has a bit of an edge. I think defensively, the Rams, again, outside of Aaron Donald, you've got the rookie defensive lineman, Kobe Young, playing at a high level. I think the Rams get this game. I'd love to see Detroit win. I just love the story. But if Sam Laporta is not playing,
he did practice today.
He might be limited. I don't know. He's a huge part of their offense. He has to have a big game for Detroit to win this game. I think there's going to be some serious points scored in this game. So I'm just going to go with Stafford and that crew to come in there and spoil the hearts of all those longing Lion fans.
All right, so that leaves the final
last game. Yep, Monday night on ESPN, ABC. Philadelphia, who's reeling. 3-point favorite at Tampa, who Tampa really hasn't done. I mean, they've won some games down the stretch, but I think that the Baker show, you guys pick it. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, they beat Carolina.
Can I say this? I think the Eagles are done. AJ Brown deleted his Twitter account. He watched all his Instagram stuff of.
Yeah, he may not play. He may not play Monday.
He watched all this. I don't know what's going on over there. I feel like the players know that Belichick is on his way, and I feel like.
So is he coaching Dallas? Is he coaching Philly?
He's one of the two.
Is he going to coach them both?
He goes one of the two. He's going to one of the two. So I feel like this. I was going to say, Lou. Yeah. I feel like.
I got you.
If the Rams lose this, the Eagles lose this game, I feel like that's going to be the same stake for Dallas. If they lose that game, one of those coaches is going to get fired. And I feel like
Sirianni will get fired if he loses this football game. No question.
Hey, I feel like he's going to get fired. Can I ask y'all this real quick? Is Jalen Hurts, can we settle it? Is he a top 10 quarterback?
Top 10, 9-10 maybe at this
He's
stage.
A system quarterback, I'll say.
Yeah, he is a system quarterback.
Definitely a system quarterback.
I don't know, man. He makes a lot of plays with his legs. I mean, I think he's been a little injured this year. Again, we've talked about this over the last few weeks. Shane Steichen made a lot of difference to that team. They lost their defensive coordinator as well, so maybe that tells you a little bit about Sirianni and just the culture among that team, because kind of the wheels have fallen off these last 6 games. It's hard to go into the playoffs like this, but if they were playing anybody except for Tampa, I would pick against them. But I think even with all the mess around them, I think Philadelphia still finds a way to win this one.
Running quarterbacks do not win Super Bowl trophies.
But you know what, Nick? Real quick,
And
playoff dynamic running style from these quarterbacks in playoff does not exist.
After Lou said that, but a lot of people, what's the name? Hurts ain't throwing all week because his hand.
Right. Yeah, that's the other part of it. So I don't know. Can Mariota? I think Mariota can probably do a job against the.
Yeah, if Mariota's playing, they're definitely losing that football game.
I think Baker Mayfield going to take the Bucks there. This is Baker Mayfield. This is the Baker Mayfield contract.
Big money, baby.
Big money on the line.
This is a money game.
This is a money game for Baker.
I'll put Baker over Hurts. I'll put Baker over Hurts.
So I think the Bucks take this game.
You don't think so? You don't think so?
No.
And that was the last pick, right? Correct.
That's the last game. Absolutely.
Let's
all right. So let's give our shout out to our sponsors.
Let's wrap things up.
Go ahead.
All right. First, I want to talk about my good friend Dave Purdy with Supreme Lending. You can reach Dave at 816-405-5831 if you're looking for someone who's going to walk you through the process, making sure he finds the right mortgage for you, take an evaluation of your finances, all the things, interest rates, loan programs. When you find that special house, you need somebody you can trust. So give Dave a call at 816-405-5831 because we love Dave because he is
pretty good.
And the guy that's going to find you that house is going to be Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. You can reach Eric at 816-729-3785 or email ecells@kc@gmail.com. That is ecells, as in Eric, kc@gmail.com. Again, if you want someone who's going to walk you through the entire process, from finding a house to the closing documents to handing your keys, there's no one I trust more than Eric Haynes. He's working with me and Mrs. Chiefs Blitz right now to find a house. I'm driving him crazy, and he is just whatever I can do to help you, Nick. Make sure we find you the right house. He's got a tremendous attitude. He's been a friend for a very, very long time. So give Eric a call at 816-729-3785.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who.
A little bit breaking news. Washington coach is going to be the head coach for Alabama. So go ahead.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Shout out.
But in Washington Huskies. Let's make sure we're clear.
In all seriousness though, they did hire I can't remember. I don't know if it's Hank Peters or his name is Peters. He was in the San Francisco's front office. Very close ties to Bob Myers, the former GM with the Golden State Warriors. So maybe that gives us a little bit of an inkling which direction they might be going. Look out for, I would say, the offensive coordinator for the Houston Texans, Bobby Slowick, who was with the 49ers. That name might be one to listen to. I don't have any information. That's just my gut.
Come on with it. So Kareem says Chiefs Who is a big part of the show, and it's a must. It's a must. So basically, Kareem loving it. He said,
"I knew I like that, Kareem. Come on, Kareem.
Everybody,
Mr. Joe Delaney.
Does my head still fit in the screen?
I don't know. It's getting pretty big.
He's clowning. So, I'm gonna say this real quick. Hold on, before we get started, Bo. I gotta give a shout out to John, Vincent. Vincent's always a big part of the show too. Vincent, Trihan, like your name right, Simone. Give a shout out to Simone.
Old friend alert.
She came with it early.
Absolutely. Started it off early, fellas. But again, guys, I appreciate the love again. Keep it coming, and don't forget to share.
Share.
I was just gonna say,
subscribe. Hit the subscribe.
I was just gonna say, hey fans, if y'all want the Chiefs Who every week, which I know Lou like to do it on Wednesday, but a lot of people be asking about it, so maybe you should do it every week.
It's a quality thing, not quantity.
Hello. We don't want to put water it down, man.
There's only so many players out there. Maybe next season or during the off season we'll do like a Chiefs alumni, Chief Who, like Chief Who used to be Chief.
What though? I ain't gonna lie. Lou is over there killing it with the Chiefs too, because we all been stumped. I got stumped in the last one. You hear me?
I won the first one, I think, and that was it. I've been downhill.
You did win the first one. You did.
I won Todd. He's just dialed in.
All right, Hans, go.
I said I think I won the most. That's all I said.
Did,
I think so too.
He's dialed in. Yeah.
All right,
So
guys.
we
Go ahead.
close it out. We close it out. We see to watch the game. Oh, I think we doing a Twitter space before the game.
We'll do the Twitter space. We might. I'll be driving up to Kansas City on Saturday, so we can maybe do a before the game, do a little Twitter space, and then post game, and then we'll either be back Sunday or Monday, depending on how we're feeling after the game on Saturday night. But for the next podcast, so we'll just stay tuned to the website and to social media, and we will let you know. Chiefs, Dolphins, wild card round in Kansas City. Frigid temperatures, bundle up, bring the schnapps, and do whatever you got to do to stay warm and cheer your Chiefs in what will be a victory. And we will be talking about the divisional round and their potential opponents early next week. Let's go. Everybody appreciate you. Blitz.com. Peace out.
Gotcha.
Go Chiefs.